HasanAbi corporate. I don't even know what that is.
In our tech lead, Elon Musk says he's threatening to sue the Anti-Defamation League for lost revenue at X, the website formerly known as Twitter. Musk claims, without any evidence that we've seen, that the ADL statements about rising hate speech on the platform are the reason why there has been a 60% decrease in advertising on X. The ADL and other organizations have noted the increase in hate speech on.
Elon is so bad that, like, the ADL is correct in this situation. The ADL as an organization is not the absolute worst Zionist organization, but definitely still is a Zionist organization, and therefore tends to completely do ridiculous shit, oftentimes. And they're, according to their charter, at the very least, they consider any kind of criticism of Israel to be comparable to anti-Semitism. It's the Anti-Defamation League. They are absolutely correct here with the Elon situation and with the Twitter situation. They're not wrong. You know, they're 100% right.
The platform since Musk took over and removed much of the content moderation. A spokesman for the ADL responded to Musk's threat, quote, "The ADL is unsurprised yet undeterred that anti-Semites, white supremacists, conspiracy theorists, and other trolls have launched a coordinated attack on our organization. This type of thing is nothing new," unquote. This is not the first time Musk has threatened to take legal action against his opponents and critics. Last month, he sued the Center for Countering Digital Hate, a nonprofit group whose research found that hate speech on X has risen dramatically under Musk's ownership. Kara Swisher, the host of the podcast On with Kara Swisher, among others, joins me now. Kara, thanks so much for being here. So Elon Musk later said, quote, "To be super clear, I'm pro-free speech, but against anti-Semitism of any kind." Never really a good sign when you...
This is such a funny take because, like, it's just not true at all. Brother, you can't say I'm pro-speech but against anti-Semitism of any kind while you're simultaneously, like, responding to accounts called, like, race realism is here, and, like, underneath the, and the account will be like, Jewish professors are you know, pro-censorship, whereas Christian professors are not. And Elon Musk is responding to it like, wow, interesting. It's a very weird situation that we have found ourselves in, where, like, the ADL sucks as an institution, but they're absolutely correct on this. Yes, Elon Musk is a racist, anti-Semitic defender of white supremacy who's attacking the ADL because they're a Jewish group. And yes, the ADL is a racist, anti-Palestinian organization with a well-documented history of collusion with cops and attacking progressives. 100%. It's such a weird circumstance. It's a weird situation, but, like, yeah, while the ADL sucks on especially issues that pertain to Palestinians, they are 100% correct on this. They're 100% correct on the fact that Elon Musk has openly unbanned Nazis, and a ton of prominent white nationalist accounts are literally getting money from Elon Musk directly. Twitter is straight up 4chan poll. Okay? 100%. That's what it is. Here is Dr. Here. Let's look at Mark Lamont Hill, who literally was persecuted by the ADL for being pro-Palestine on mainstream media. He said, Elon Musk's attack on the ADL is dangerous, dishonest, and deeply anti-Semitic. He has turned this platform into an unprofitable white supremacist cesspool. Instead of taking accountability, he's chosen to not so subtly scapegoat Jews, which invites violence from his Nazi base. Glenn Greenwald responded to it and said, of course, has 8,000 likes, by the way, because this is what the platform is about. The ADL played a major role in having you fired by publicly branding you an anti-Semite. Watching you now go to bat for them and doing exactly the same thing to ADL's critics, volunteering to stand up and call the ADL's critics anti-Semitic, is just wild. Elon Musk responded to that and said, bizarre. To which he responded, there's nothing bizarre about it, Elon. Yes, I've been unfairly targeted by the ADL. That doesn't negate the fact that you will amplify anti-Semitic threats, positively engage with white nationalist users, advance anti-Semitic conspiracies, and scapegoat Jews for the failures of this platform. Here, I mean, there's a bunch of notable incidents where Elon Musk has behaved in an incredibly anti-Semitic way. Elon Musk has gone beyond dog whistles and is now engaged in explicitly anti-Semitic tweet. Jays here refer to Jews. The implication is that Mel Gibson is buff because he hates Jews. and that Biden drinks the blood of children. You can do adrenochrome or you can hate the Jays. Which way, Western man? To which Elon Musk responded, Gibson is really that buff these days? For context, the conspiracy theory led to the worst mass shooting targeting Jews in U.S. history. Where is it? There was more. Oh, Anomaly is another one of these like openly white supremacist and anti-Semitic accounts. Now Musk is just asking questions. One of Twitter's most notorious anti-Semites. It just so happens to be that the questions fully align with the anti-Semitic trope that Jews control the media. Why is this never in the news? Elon Musk responds. Anomaly says the people running the news companies in America hate America and Americans. How did it come to be this way? What do Epstein, Weinstein, and 85% of the writers, producers, media executives making the most subversive programming have in common? I'll give you a hint. Trump and Republicans pass speech orders trying to stop you from saying the truth about it, but it's cultural to blame white people. I wonder what he's talking about here. Who's he talking about? Here's another instance where Elon Musk is positively engaging with an openly white nationalist account and wokeness, who now gets money from Elon directly for posting white supremacist agitated propaganda. Harvard poll, 75% think less than 1 million illegals entered last year. When told the correct number, 2.75 million, 67% want stricter laws. Why is this never in the news, says Elon Musk? And wokeness that he's engaging with in that situation. Also, in a different situation, be proud of your culture, who you are, and where you came from, unless you're white. If Kanye said white people instead of Jewish people, he would have had his own show on MSNBC by now. Typical racist ass garbage. Like, end wokeness is just straight up. These are from 2022. Since then, they've gotten even more wild. Okay, there was another notable interaction. Oh, this one is a classic. To learn who rules over you, simply find out who you are not allowed to criticize. Voltaire. We need to rise up against children with leukemia. Now, people are going to get mad and say this is Kevin Strom, the Nazi who said this, a Holocaust denier. But for the record, like, it's not a Voltaire quote, and it doesn't even matter. He's making fun of the quote anyway. This is not that bad. This Megaphonics is nowhere near as bad as like all the other shit, because he's like technically making fun of the quote. Regardless, the point is he could have deleted it. He doesn't need to delete that one. That one I don't have an issue with. He ultimately has done way worse shit. That account did not even track because it was newer. He's done that since 2022, where Elon Musk has regularly at this point responded. If you look at his replies or if you look at his likes, he's like openly and regularly engaging with white supremacist accounts that are like doing 1350 memes and a bunch of other, like, you know, oh yeah, here the monitoring bias guy, for example. Like, following that guy is a great indication of Elon Musk's own personal situation. Monitoring bias is an account that straight up posts white supremacist bull, like race realism, IQ amongst different races, and regularly engages in the, like, oh, why do certain races do way more crime? You know what I mean? He's done so much. It's hard to document every single thing that he's done, because he's just engages in it on a daily basis, and there's not really too much that people can do about it. You know what I mean? What are you gonna do? He is way too powerful as a billionaire. I reported 10 Nazis in the last couple of months, and I never had any of my reports responded to. No, there is no situation where, like, where you report Nazis and they're like, oh wow, this guy's a Nazi, we should ban him. That's not happening. It's not going to happen ever. Since his purchase of Twitter, they've been very open about unbanning Nazis. Like, they did, and they defend them all the time. He unbanned Dom Lucre after the dude posted child sexual abuse material that he had watermarked. Okay? That dude not only shouldn't be unbanned by Twitter for posting actual child sexual abuse that he put his own watermark on, which means that's in his fucking hard drives. That dude should be in jail. He should be banned by the law enforcement authorities. Okay? People that have that child sexual abuse material has gone to jail. They've gone to jail. Josh Duggar being a famous example of this. This gets posted in the comments of every article that New York Times tweets. Remember, whether the ADL or any other anti-hate group have reason to encourage advertisers to leave Twitter, the first comment you see under every New York Times tweet now is a bot who says King Charles, Biden, and the Pope surrendered the U.S. and the world to the Jews. The Vikings beat the Jews? What? Servants of the Jews and of Marxists from the PRC Biden. Trump, Musk, DeSantis, McCarthy, Obama, Harris, Pence, McConnell, Jeffries, Austin are surrendering the U.S. and the world to the Jews and the CCP. I reported someone with a display, hang your local T-word, and the report came back saying they didn't violate the rules. Yes. It's just like, he just straight up is insane. I mean, this is what Twitter has become. Look at this. This is another one of like Elon Musk's like idiotic brigade of right-wing weirdos. Rumors are circulating that Barack and Michelle Obama have split up due to an affair. Michelle is currently alone in Mallorca, Spain, and looks very distressed. This comes only weeks after their private chef, Tafari Campbell, died under mysterious circumstances. 33,000 likes. Shocking footage. Girl says Michelle Obama raped her at 13 years old. That's Twitter, man. It's Facebook. Twitter is literally Facebook now. That's where we're at. Honestly, it's even worse than Facebook because it's like more 4chan than Facebook. Facebook is where a lot of the old 4chan memes go to get like mass prominence. 4chan poll is where they make those memes and routinely agitate towards people that they've declared enemies of their ideology. And the unfortunate reality is that like Twitter is now the hotbed for that kind of radicalization. There are more Nazis out and about openly fantasizing about death to all commies, Jews, whatever the they decide are their enemies than ever before. Look at any of my fucking quote retweets to get a better feel for how this works. I showed this earlier in the Discord, but like that Mexico authorities tweet that I posted, right? Originally, it was like a bunch of libertarians who were like, all taxes are theft, brother. Like, welcome to the club. Now you get it or whatever, right? And then a bunch of groypers landed on it and then tried to hit me with a community note, which got deleted. But like now, if you look at the fucking quote retweets, okay, it's that guy, Bulwark15, who's like, why is it that every time I see people, it's like so negative? Why is it that every time I see the guy who thought I was enslaving my fucking mom, okay? And then a shit ton of like the same, like tax the rich, make the rich pay, tax the rich, make the rich pay. And then if you dive down into it a little bit, okay? If you dive down into it a little bit more, you will find people calling me a swarthoid, which is like a 4chan way of saying I'm swarthy, which is like ridiculous. But, it's just, you look at that dude's account and it straight up, it's like Stone Toss, the Nazi comic. You look at these guys and they're like fantasizing about killing, like driving over a black person. It's just nuts. What does the word you use just mean? They are, I don't know how to describe it, dude. It's like old antiquated ways of declaring that someone is not white, even though they are. You know what I mean? Like people don't even use it. Like Benjamin Franklin is the one who was using this, right? They're using like old timey words. Anyway,
you have to clarify to people that you're against anti-Semitism.
Now that we've explained it, now that we've set the mood, maybe you'll develop a better understanding as to why like the ADL is not incorrect. So I say, let them fight.
It's just empirically true, and this is part of his free speech position. When you take this, what he calls a purist free speech position, although it's not real, he blocks free speech he doesn't like.
Yes.
But he allows anti-Semitism to flourish. I mean, we've all seen it.
Right. Well, he uses the First Amendment as a Swiss Army knife. Whatever it suits him, he'll do it in a way. He'll either block people or cut people off or sue people or say he's for free speech. It's his cloak that is everybody can see through. It's transparent. And so It's threatening to groups like ADL or a lot of these academic groups. I used to talk to all of them, and they're very nervous to talk because, or do reports. It has a chilling effect on these people because they're going to be subject to a lawsuit by the world's richest man, who the reason advertising is down is because it's a worse platform. That's it. And so, his tactic is, and I hate to say it, it's blame the Jews. That's what he's doing right here. And so that's why everybody's sort of incensed about what he's doing. His tweets are very carefully calibrated to sort of dog whistle to a lot of people and at the same time go, but I'm not an anti-Semite.
Right. But he.
No one called him that, by the way.
Right. Well, I have seen some people call him that, but the ADL didn't call him that. But he blamed the ADL, said that they don't speak for Jews, right? He suggested they don't speak for Jews.
Okay.
I mean, anyway.
Neither does he, but okay. Sure.
Right.
Nobody does, but all right.
Is it not true, though? Like, I mean, I'm still on X. I'm on several other sites, too. But is it not true that he regularly engages with people who are white supremacists and anti-Semites, which sends a signal to people that, like, he is engaging with these people. He likes these people.
It's actually very jocular. He's let a lot back on. People that had been thrown off, he's let them back on. That Twitter had taken off because of abuses of the platform under their rules.
It's like this. Does anyone have that Discord screenshot that I posted this morning? Not the Austin one. The one that I posted. Oh, yeah. If you want to understand how Twitter is now, if you want to get a better feel for how Twitter is right now, this is it. This is a perfect, Twitter's like, discover more from this account that, discover more from this wonderful account that quote retweeted you. And it's like, I discovered more and I did not like it, okay? It says, had a dream I ran over a black woman in my mom's Toyota. Like, back in the day, people were scared to post stuff like this because they would get banned. I'm surfing your retweets and every third person's username is racial slur 88. Yeah. That's what Twitter is now, It's probably going to have a negative impact on society. To characterize this as something that folks affirm is very far-fetched, though. Well, these guys are incredibly active. These guys are incredibly active online. They're extremely online. And the reality is that when you give them a platform like this, they tend to mistake how popular they are. Yeah, but 0 likes and no followers, I'm guessing, right? Says Derry Cohey. Yeah, that person being able to tweet stuff like that, and it's just one example, doesn't change the reality. There's plenty of much larger accounts that are doing that. And even that person being able to tweet that and not getting banned in and of itself shows that the platform has no interest in tackling hate speech. That's the argument that I'm trying to make here. They're not interested. And the problem is when they get galvanized, what do? These Nazis. When they get galvanized, they organize. And then they go out in public and do insane shit like the Unite the Right rally. I saw a dude responding to the literal execution cartel video, calling you the N-word while deliberately censoring the N-word. Oh, well, that's nice of him. To at least censor the M-word there,
And now he has new rules, and so he's allowed them back on, just like Trump, everybody else. And he engages in sort of this jokey manner that does not show, hey, that might be a problem. Like today, Mark Cuban, who is sort of the polar opposite of Elon Musk in temperament and style, was engaging with Stephen Miller and Matt Walsh over their obsession with woke mob. They just seem to be, I guess the Burning Man people set them off for something covered with mud.
I saw they were attacking some 29-year-old woman who doesn't have kids.
I don't know. Whatever. They have someone to attack every day. Right. And so he was engaging in a really interesting way that was debating. And Elon's just going, interesting, exactly, that kind of stuff. So it's sort of giving people signals, and that's what people think that he's doing. I think that's what he's doing.
So last month, the new CEO of X, who
Yeah.
Elon Musk had hired to supposedly be
Yeah.
run the company,
Yeah.
Linda Yaccarino, is that?
Linda Yaccarino, she used to
Yaccarino.
work for NBC.
She said that brands were going to come back to X. The company was about to break even. Did that happen? Is it profitable?
No idea. No idea. It wasn't not breaking even before, but the advertising declined rather considerably after Musk got there. He did a lot of layoffs. He insulted advertisers. He threatened them. He then said it was their fault. It's always someone's fault in Elon's world, except for Elon, and that's the problem. And Linda has her hands full. She's a very professional person, but some of her statements, everything's great here. There's no problem here. It's like being told when you're in a very dangerous city, it's totally safe to walk the streets.
Right. It's just a less pleasant experience.
It's very unpleasant. Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Kara Swisher, it's great to see you.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.